Welcome back. I've made a bunch of changes to my passive tree to try and resolve this monk problem that I'm experiencing. So I'm going to go ahead and go through them, talk a little bit about things, maybe ask for some advice. I really like seeing that people are enjoying these videos. This is my second channel. My primary channel is VR development. There'll be a link in the video description if you're interested in that. But that means I'm trying to put less effort in, but it's still very impactful and important what I want to say, so I'm just saying it, and I don't really mind if this gets no views or anything, but I'm happy to see you here if you're here. So quick change is that consuming questions, there was a lot of feedback on the previous video that suggested this might not work. So I played around and it most certainly was working, but I got rid of it for other reasons. There are a bunch of threads in the Path of Exile forums that talk about it not working, but I most certainly was able to get it working. Anyway, I backed out to this and picked up these two instead. Because, like I said, it's a 7% chance to do double damage, so that's cool. Over here, I think there's no changes. I dropped up here with the power charge stuff, because what we're trying to do is keep charge staff up, but not necessarily do flicker strike right now. I just need to keep charge staff up. So over here, I picked up both of these because I've now swapped back to an evasion, like a pure evasion armor set. I also went up here and grabbed this because now I know what defenses means. Someone commented on the video, thank you for that, and said, hey, that means 30% increase to evasion, energy, shield, and armor. I noticed that this defenses is underlined and alt textable like that in another piece of UI. It was on a relic for the Trial of Sycamore. So add the underlined text here. More people would probably take it. I've kept with these like lightning things. There was a commenter on the previous video who talked about how lightning damage and stuff like that might not be the best choice for an Acolyte of Chula, because there's no benefit from the sort of chaos stuff there, but there's no real benefit from the chaos stuff there at all, except for that end part where we talk about that in the previous video. You know, there's no sort of like sustained way of doing chaos that makes sense. So anyway, that is that staff sorted. Not staff, that passive tree sorted. Let's go on to C so you can see resistances and stuff. So I've got 86% evasion. My resistances aren't the greatest, but for what I'm doing, they're fine, which is just leveling. More on that in a moment. I want to get more of them, but I need to work on my budgeteering a bit. I've only got 5 exalts. I'm running low on currency, basically. I should sell my old gear and then maybe it'll be back up. But hey, sometimes we have to struggle through. Where were we? So yeah, 86% evasion with 16k evasion rating. So that's a lot there. Movement speed 30%. You can see the rest of the stats here. If we head on over to skill gems, I'm not certain, but like my theory, and I can confirm it quite easily, I just have never managed to do that, is that my theory is that these are still being affected when you're using Tempest Flurry. I don't know if that's the case, and it somehow doesn't make sense that that's the case, but at least when I put these skill gems in, my brain said, these are skill gems which are like engraved onto the staff rather than the spell, so maybe that they will still take effect. The interesting thing there, though, is that without any elemental damage, my quarterstaff strike still does 12k. It is boosted by a bunch of my equipment. It's also quite fast. Attacks per second here is 2.5, which is, it's fast. If we head down to Tempest Flurry, though, you'll now see that I do 21,000 damage. I had passive tree stuff where I got rid of all the lightning stuff, and I went over to here, which does extra chaos damage, based purely on the comment in the previous video that talked about chaos damage, and that went down to 15k. So I respec back into lightning almost immediately, because I'm like, hey, lightning good, right? Lightning good. so that's going on. Where were we, G? This is also attacks per second of 4.9, which is so close to 5. In fact, I might...
What is it?
No, not Atlas.
Speak.
Is there anything I can just get rid of that I don't need? Not up there, really. What about down here? I could get rid of that one, but I was going to do that damage. No, we'll leave it there. I was going to pick up that one, or maybe one of the other attack speed nodes just to get it to 5, but there's no real point. Like, if I want fast attack speed, then I do have this one. Whoops, this is just completely making a mess, but that doesn't do enough physical damage. All of its damage is elemental. Actually, that might be better now I've got the elemental nodes. Let me take a look. So G21, 19. So it looks like it's better, but it isn't. It's really fast, though. I'm trying to reflip that one back onto the market. It's not actually that good. I bought it for 50, and I don't really care. I just want it gone, so I'm marking it down to 45. On skills front, by the way, as well, I see a lot of monks that run both Ghost Dancer and Wind Dancer, and I, yes, used to do that. But I don't have room, because I have to run Herald of Thunder, and I have to run Combat Frenzy now. So that's interesting. Anyway, that was me talking through a little bit. I'm going to do a little bit of mapping. Actually, I think I've got a map open here. I'll take a look. Yeah, I do. This is 67, so it's nowhere near, hard or anything, but it does show you the pattern of attack. So there you go. There's everything going on. I'm still confused, right? It feels to me like there's something I'm not doing that I'm meant to be doing, but we're getting to the point where the thing that I'm not doing is purely budgetary rather than like technical. Like, I know how to play the game, I know all the numbers do, I know what I should be doing, but I'm just not able to do it. That was a lot of noise. Sorry about that. I have the NeverSync loot filter, link in video description, and the tool I was using to check trade prices is called Sidekick. There's been some sort of feedback on the Sidekick GitHub as well as the Discord that their application is like suspect or something. Like, it's completely open source and you can build it from the source. It's allowed by GGG's terms of service, etc., because it doesn't actually do that much. The price check is it gets information from your clipboard and it looks up through the public Path of Exile trade UI, so it's totally fine. I am a C# developer by day, so I wanted to take a look at their code base and maybe make some improvements. They've got a bunch of issues open that I could probably help with. So the problem I'm having as well is that I keep dying. So I want to level. I am level 80. Let me pick this up before I die. Oh, that looks cool. I don't have a scroll on me. I'll look at that later. Actually, it might not be cool. I just realized it's got thorns on it, so it might be the thorn build. I think I've got the thorn boots as well. There's tons of people in global chat that worry about the amount of skill gems that they'll find, and I can't stop finding them. Like, I always have them. Yeah, I should be leaving the G menu open. Where are we? Tempest Flurry. So keep an eye on this number, because it will fluctuate as we go through due to buffs like Herald of Thunder. And if I'm at a boss, the bell will also buff it. Actually, seeing as we've got a good amount of stuff going on, let's do this now. That was too early. Oh well. These names are getting longer and longer. But you saw that spiked all the way up to 34 with all the buffs going on. You increased the rarity of items found. Okay, we'll keep running. I'm trying to train myself to use this map. I know loads of people run like this, but that really only works when you've got one of those builds that just can't die under any circumstances. I'm dying a lot, and so I'm trying to use all of the map available. I also like sometimes having this menu open because it brings these closer. I've looked at the console UI when you've got console stuff, and all of the buffs are down here, which is a lot better. So I might just switch to like controller. That buff ran out. Great. I was too busy talking. Oh yeah, one person asked why I have staggering palm still. The reason is because if you combine charge staff and staggering palm, when you stagger someone using it, it will add the wind effects and the lightning effects to the staff, and I think it'll get that even higher. So let's see if we can get that going. So that's usually only something that matters on a boss, though, because it's like burst damage rather than regular damage. This is a level 67 map as well. So most stuff's just exploding, but if I find like a something that's going to actually be a challenge, and we staggering palm it and charge staff it and bell it, then that goes sort of all the way up to 40 as far as I'm aware. Plus the random chance for damage from the ascendancy, it's a lot. Not nearly as much as some of the other builds I've seen. But as I mentioned previously, I don't want to do the campaign again. I have no desire to do the campaign again. Actually, 15 monsters left. No point. I think that was the... Oh, the double exalt was before. Oh, yeah, I wanted to look at this stuff. Yeah. It's the thorn stuff. Causes bleeding on hit. Oh, that's interesting. I can go ahead in the hotel. My hotel tab is like, put items here that you need to think about. This I can probably flip and sell. Let's take a look. No, actually, it's too low. That's kind of a high evasion. I might play of that later.
Speak. Of course.
There you go. Quick item review. So this is the staff that I'm currently using. The two leeches at the bottom, they are physical damage, and bearing in mind that the physical attack up here is 12k, it will leech basically 8 and 6% of that. Even on Tempest Flurry, I believe it's just the non the non-elemental. Hold on, attacks per second. I don't know. I thought. Oh, here we go. Lightning damage from this skill. No, no, no. Hold on. Attacks per second. Ah, here we are. Physical damage is so it'll do 8% of this, and then the rest of it is made up with that lightning damage. Here's the hat. Quite happy about the hat. 40 to fire and lightning is good. With that 20% increased evasion rating, rune were good. It came to me when I bought it at plus 5% quality, and I dumped 2 armor scraps into it. I don't think I've got any right now, and I don't. Chest. I've had this chest for ages. It's reasonably high. Like you can't really get that much higher except if you get into like divine territory when it comes to evasion rating. The resistances aren't that good. Like 12 and 27, not that good. Those should both be at least 30 on an item for me to be happy keeping it. Over here, this is the weakest item I have. It's not got much resistance on it at all. It does have 12 chaos, and the rune was just 12 cold, but it's not contributing enough. Similar thing going on to the belt, but not so much because it's a belt. I like that it has 3 resistances, cold, lightning, and chaos, so I might keep that one a little bit more. But the thorns damage is just... Boots are really good. They could be 35% movement speed. They can roll as high as... Oh no, they can't roll any higher. I was reading the one above it. But good stuff here on the resistances, but again, would like it to be higher. The rings, I need to replace the rings. They're a bit crap. That's cold and chaos, and that is the reason why I'm equipped this one is for the dexterity. Like that dexterity roll is just too much to deal with. And this one is 19 to all attributes, and plus 14 to dexterity, and plus 50 to spirit, and 26 of cold resistance. So that one's really difficult to get rid of. Tempest Flurry has attack speed, electrocution for the frenzy charges, extra lightning damage, and 25% more weapon elemental damage. If I found a perfect Jeweler's Orb, I could do another one there, but I'm never going to find that. This has been another Prime Rents at the computer. Hope you enjoyed. I'll speak to you soon.